Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. Continuing with our program, Deen at Dawn. Of course, in this program, we consider Deen to speak about Palestine. We consider Deen to speak about all those who are oppressed wherever they may be. We're not forgetting the Muslim cases. ليس منا من لم يهتم لأمر المسلمين. Is not part of the ummah, the one who's not concerned about the Muslim affairs. So yes, of course, we are concerned. It's part of our deen to speak about them, to help them, to support them, to raise awareness. And Palestine specifically is in the center of all the cases of the Muslim ummah. Palestine, قضية المسلمين الأولى, the first case of the Muslim ummah. Al-Quds, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, Al-Aqsa Masjid, right? Our brothers and sisters in Gaza, and all the sufferings of the Palestinian captives, those Palestinian captives in the jails of the Israeli Zionists. We mustn't forget about them as well. They're talking about their captives who actually occupied and colonized a land that doesn't belong to them. What about our captives, innocent people who are defending their lands and defending their rights and defending their haqq? We have to speak about them, and we have to raise awareness. And joining us today from the ICPH, the International Coalition for the Palestinian Hostages, Dr. Brother Najm Shah, and he is the Managing Director of ICPH. Let's welcome Dr. Najm. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Sheikh Najm.
Alaikum assalam, Sheikh Samih. Thank you for your invite. It's always a blessing and pleasure to be with you.
Barakallah feekum. May Allah bless you. May Allah increase you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this organization. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take you from strength to strength, that you continue to strive for the Muslim affairs and for the support of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. In the beginning, Dr. Najm, tell us about the latest updates, what's happening on the ground, what's happening with regards to your activities as well. Just give us short updates, inshallah.
Yes, the situation is getting much worse now. Approximately 10,000 Palestinian hostages have been abducted by the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, from West Bank since the 7th of October. And we all know there is no Hamas in West Bank. So why have they taken 10,000 hostages? There's reports coming in from the BBC, from B'Tselem, the actual Israeli human rights organization, openly declaring war crimes, tortures, dehumanization of the Palestinians. So the recent reports we heard was that Palestinian hostages in Israeli custody only get 45 minutes of running water. They've got 45 minutes, and then there's no water available for the other 23 hours and 15 minutes in the day. The sleeping conditions are horrific. They often remove the child's clothes, open the windows in the winter, so it's a freezing cold cell with no blankets. It's just a campaign of dehumanization, but it's backfired on Israel. Israel have managed to expose themselves. Israel have shown us who the true terrorists are. That is the IDF. They've shown us who the true subhumans are.
A question, Brother Najm, is that subhanAllah, sometimes we see people talking about, especially I'm talking about Western politicians, that are talking about the Zionist prisoners, or what they said, those people who are taken by Hamas in Gaza, but they're forgetting, or they're not talking at all about the Palestinians who are in jails for years, and some of them for decades, and mistreated. We saw already how those Israeli prisoners are treated by the Gazan people. But on the other side, we see the Palestinians are being deprived of their simple rights. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, absolutely. You've got a great point there. The Israelis are complaining about 100 hostages held by the Palestinians. First of all, most of those hostages were illegal fascist settlers who had no legal right to be there. I am not justifying their kidnapping. They shouldn't be kidnapped. One thing we have to remember is they are illegal fascist settlers who have violently stolen that land from Palestinian families. So for that reason, I don't have much sympathy for them. Nothing to do with race or religion. It's their fascist behavior. So we always hear about these 100 Israeli colonizers in custody, but we never hear about the 20,000 Palestinian hostages who were abducted. Most of them don't even have a charge. There's no trial. It's what they call arbitrary detention. And this is another thing that, inshallah, with everybody's help, we are going to end this arbitrary detention. They can't just kidnap Palestinians with no charge.
If you can shed light on that arbitrary detention, just to explain it and simplify the term to people who might not understanding what that is all about.
Sure. So arbitrary detention means that the Israeli army can literally abduct or kidnap any Palestinian and not even put a charge on them. So they're not even charged with an offense. There's no trial. They're just locked away in Israeli torture chambers.
And they stay in years there. No one knows about them, no charges, nothing.
That's right. They have no contact with family. And another thing the Israelis do is what they call extendable sentences. So even if a prisoner has been well behaved, a hostage, hasn't caused any problems, they can just extend. The Israelis can extend the hostage's sentence for no reason.
Tell us now about the current activities of the campaigns that you're running currently, where it is, what are you aiming to achieve from these campaigns?
Sure. Yes, the campaign's moving very fast, mashallah. Thank you to all your support, all our supporters. We're represented in 30 countries now, and we're doing really well. Our aims are to spread awareness online and also on the streets. So our online organizers are approaching our local pro-Palestinian organizations, and we've been received very well. They're letting us speak at their rallies, so we have a platform there. They're letting us, print placards for them to carry about the hostages. We've also got some big partnerships starting with BDS, Boycott, Divest and Sanction. They're the world's biggest boycotting movement against Israel, established for 20 years. We're also working closely now with the PSC, the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign. They're the biggest pro-Palestinian organization in Europe. We've got lovely partners like yourself, Dayside, helping us in our cause. So it's going really well at the moment. With your du'as, if we just carry on doing what we're doing, we will bring some justice.
Inshallah, inshallah. How can the ordinary Muslim, any Muslim, how can he be part of these campaigns and be supportive to this case? Because a lot of people say, what can I do? I'm just making dua. Maybe you can give us some ideas as well.
That's a brilliant question, Sheikh. Thank you for asking. Yes, I think dua is the most powerful tool, but it has to be combined with action. Dua and action. And there are many things people can do. Obviously, within the law, legal things, there are many things we can do. First of all, we can just talk about it to our friends, family, start spreading the word. If people are online, they can start sharing the news there, online, sharing the news. People can attend rallies, go to a rally. If people are interested in, they want to spend 20 minutes a day commitment, then, we could include them in the group. We often ask our international organizers to meet with their local pro-Palestinian organizations and get involved in the rallies. Another thing we can do is express our free will. Brothers and sisters, if we are one of those people who have the privilege to protest, please, let's use this privilege. I mean, there are some Muslim countries where if they say free Palestine, they will get arrested. They don't have that privilege. So we're appealing to people who are privileged to protest, to join the protest. Other things you can do in signing petitions. You could write a poem. If you're a creative person, you could write a poem. They're very, very powerful resistance poems, touch the heart really deeply. other artists could write a song, draw a picture. If you like campaigning from home, then they can work online, work on the various platforms spreading the word. They could. The thing we need help with is promoting the actual calls to action. They could sit at home and promote these actions. We could send the posters out. They can just share the posters online. If people have legal expertise, then there's a lot of legal work to be done. We've got quite a few solicitors who are researching for us. So this campaign is very interesting. People can apply themselves in any sort of legal Islamic way possible.
طيب, Doctor, anyone who wants to get in contact with you, with your campaigns, and to be part of it, is there any specific numbers or contacts or websites where you can share with us, and also any final words from your side? Any final message? No.
Thank you, Sheikh Sahib. I think your group has got my phone number. I'm always take pro-Palestinian calls at any time. Another way of doing it is join our Telegram group. The title is ICPH1. Just search that in Telegram, and you will then join our content sharing group. And from there's lots of hostage content you can share out. You can start talking to me on there if you'd like to do more. If you have anyone you'd recommend, you're more than happy to take my number and ask them to contact me.
طيب, جزاك الله خيرا, Dr. Najm. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you tawfiq, to bless you, and to use us for the service of the ummah. Allahumma ameen ya rabbal alameen. Shukran jazilan for joining us this morning. Barakallah fikum.
Jazakallah khair. Always a pleasure being with you. Thank you.
Shukran jazilan. Barakallah fikum. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. طيب, this was Dr. Najm Shah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless their activities and whatever they're doing, from efforts to spread the word and to use awareness and to defend the Palestinian brothers and sisters who are in the jails of the oppressors. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them their sacrifice. Allahumma ameen ya rabbal alameen. It's time for a short break. We'll come back after the break, inshallah. Stay with us.